education is so important, because a lot of the time, the thing that's keeping you restricted, like you said, it's not the lack of money or funds, because for the right investment, you'll find the money or funds, whether you got to borrow it from friends, you got to borrow it from the bank, or you got to use your savings, whatever it may be. But if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the understanding, it feels too scary. And sometimes what you're calling a risk actually is too risky not to invest.
Yeah, facts.
The actual risk comes from not investing, because you've got inflation. Because not just inflation, because you know yourself. If I have access to this money, I'm going to find a reason to spend it.
I'm going to blam it.
So actually is less riskier, because I'm going to spend it on things that I don't need, that within a year or two, I'll either give to charity or throw away. And you know, people be giving it to charity or selling it on Vinted like they're making money. You're losing money.
Yeah, facts.
Like, oh, I just made £50. No, it cost you 250. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A year ago. Like, you're not making money. So it's one of those things where it's really important for us to say, okay, what are we actually doing? Like, sometimes it's too risky not to invest.
Hey people, welcome back to the Bread and Butter Podcast. You're here with myself, Tayo.
And myself, Eman.
We're in the building, man. Once again, how you doing, E?
Bro, you're back, man. Whenever Tayo's around, I'm in a good spirits, man.
Come on, man. I love to be back, man. I came back, the sun was shining.
Come on.
It's the second time the sun's come out for me, man. I heard that it's been raining a little bit, but the sun was shining, man.
The sun's shining. It's good, man. It's good to have you back. It's good to be around you, man. How's life?
I'm good, bro. Yeah, man. It's good, bro. I thank God, bro. And everything I do, I thank God, man.
See you online. You're a vlogger now.
Try it. Bro, it's funny because people say you're a vlogger now, bro. Bro, Eman, you know, bro. You'll see that. You're saying you're a vlogger now, but you know, bro. This stuff is hard, bro.
No, it's hard.
Even remembering to record.
If I tell you the amount of people I bump into and they be like, I saw your boy on the internet. He's gone. Bro, everybody, when I tell you, everyone I meet, they're like, your boy, he's gone. So it shows that people are more interested in that than they are even into property or whatever. People love to watch people's real lives. That vlogging thing, it's a formula.
It's a formula. Do you know what it is? It's buying as well. I think it works both ways as well, because a lot of people, just like our socials, like just for yourself, for example, a lot of people followed you for finance content, but then they're fully invested in the family content. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then naturally, what else you do in life? It's kind of like, if you even look at someone like KSI, people might have followed him as a FIFA streamer, but now they've downloaded all of his albums and they go to all of his boxing fights, innit? So it's just kind of like, we're in a time where if you put yourself out there, people can connect with you, especially if you show authenticity, which both of us do. So
yeah, man, but people love it, man. You're doing well, because trust me, it's something that people keep talking to me about. Like, I see Tyho's doing his vlogs, he's seeing traveling out there. Looks good, man. I need to move. I'm like, you're inspiring a lot of people, man.
It's good to hear, man. It's good. That's what we wanted to do. It's kind of similar with Bricks with Tips. We made Bricks with Tips because we were buying property and we wanted to give people an insight on how it's done. And I guess we were just a lot quicker with this. We knew that when we did a move like between the two, people are going to want to know how it was done, and we're just documenting the journey all of the way through, man.
Yeah, people are feeling it, man. So I'm just telling you so that you can carry, because I know it's hard.
Bro,
and I know sometimes you're just saying, listen, sometimes just your inner self might just tell you, I'm going to pull this out. People are going to be looking at me like, can I just enjoy the moment? No. Don't. No.
The purpose is bigger.
People need it. They need to know what you're doing, how you're doing it. And at the end of the day, the moment can be 3 hours. We're just talking about vlogging 4 or 5 minutes of it for those that can't be in it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's worth doing, man.
I appreciate you,
big
man.
you up, man.
It's always good to hear that as well, and I try and do the same for others as well, because like I mentioned before, we know what it's like, bro.
Come on.
Like sometimes it's like, it's a hard graft, innit?
Trust me.
So it's always good to remind people that, bro, you're adding a lot of value. So yeah, man, I appreciate you, man.
Come on, my bro, man.
Appreciate you. But today, bro, we want to talk today about what we would do if we weren't doing what we're doing today. So if you, Eman, didn't become a financial advisor and content creator and everything that you're doing today, what are some of the things that you'd look at based on what you know of the world, what's out there, what matches with your, with kind of like your characteristics, and do varied ones as well. Like we could do one if skill wasn't an issue. So like, I'll say these one. If skill wasn't an issue, then I might be a football player. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's an easy one, isn't it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? But other things as well, business-wise and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's very different ones. I think if you go back to like definitely childhood, I thought I was going to be a rugby player.
Yeah.
I was very, 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 very talented at rugby.
Yeah.
Played at high level at rugby, played at county level. I was a winger, very fast.
Extremely fast, by the way. People don't know. Eman was the original PMP before Power Pace was about, bro.
Trust me, like
extremely fast. Like if he's running, get out of his way, like it's long.
Especially when I've always been a big guy as well. So to be that fast and that big, it was very hard when I had the ball to run and try and tackle me. Like it was very difficult. So I was very, very good at rugby. You know, I had offers, you know, them times to do rugby full time. Them times rugby wasn't paying like it is now. It was before England won the World Cup. So they even offered me a job to go work in a company and then still do rugby at the same time.
Sick.
So yeah, it could have been, rugby could have definitely been me. But I just didn't like the fact that a lot of the places I was going as the only black person, it felt, and what really hurt me was I had a coach who used to come to take me to all the events, and the rugby was very much about having people would have their parents there, and then they would then decide who would get through to the next round, and you know who would get onto this team and that team, and depending on what team you are is how you're going to shine and stuff like that. And unfortunately for me, well, fortunately for him, unfortunately for me, my coach when I was at Middlesex County, he got scouted to go and be a coach from Newcastle, which is great for him. Do you know what I mean? But then what happened was then I started going to tryouts. I didn't have the people around me, didn't have the support, and things just didn't work out as much. So rugby could have definitely been something that, again, I had offers to do stuff local, you know, to play locally, play for London clubs and do stuff.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't commit to it, and a lot of it was late at night and traveling. My parents weren't supporting. I think one of the things is having parents that support you when you're young, that will drive you. Like when I see footballers now, their parents drive them to their games, drive them all across and then pick them up and did it. I didn't have none of that. Do you know what I mean? And so because of that, it made it very difficult. But that could have definitely been me. What about you?
That stuff is difficult as well, though. Like the parents that drive their kids up and down and so on and so forth.
You're competing with, and remember they've got history in it. Like they've got their mum or dad has come from that. Their parents have come from that. So it's culturally. This is their sport. This is what they do. Do you know what I mean? So they're passionate about it. They watch rugby on the weekends. When they're not playing it, they're watching it. They go pub. So rugby is very much you play, and then you go drink.
To the pub,
go drink. Do you know what I mean? And I don't drink. I don't have parents that drink or want to go to the pub and stuff. So it's very difficult, you know, to be in that environment. And then especially when you're one of few black people in that environment as well, it can be very hard to get through.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should have been, to be honest, that's one of the things. If I ever said, I don't really have many regrets, but if there's one of the things I should have done, I should have pursued that more, because I could have really took that far.
Yeah. What did I want to do when I was younger? I guess we'll start with that because you started with that.
Yeah.
I think mine was maybe an investment banker.
Come on.
I'm kind of glad that I wasn't in a certain sense, and I think that I realized that I didn't want to be quite early on as well. I'll be quite transparent, and the reason why I wanted to, one thing I've always done since I was younger is like just look ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And one thing I always used to do is like look at all of like the careers and which was the highest paid when you get higher in your career, innit? And investment banker was always the one that by far would always top the charts. You know, UCAS had like the list with like how much each person would earn, each career would earn basically. So investment banker always had the highest base salary, and it had at some points felt like a unlimited bonus in some instances basically. I didn't really get the grades for it anyway. And I think that this isn't one of those, you know, when man, I was dead anyway. When you didn't get the grades, I was dead anyway. I think that my one thing I've learned about myself, and which I did know about myself a few years after that as well, is that I just need spare capacity to kind of like grow into with other stuff that I'm doing. And I know that with investment banking, especially for me, it wouldn't have left me with any capacity to kind of do things otherwise, basically. So that's kind of what I wanted to do when I was younger. Didn't do it. I didn't really even get the cylinders fired on it, which is fine. I guess it's very, very interesting as well, because one of the things that changed that immediately as well is that I used to base it on UCAS salaries, innit? Then I got to a point which sounds insane, where it was like, wow, it's not only these 25 roles that you have to do as a career. Did you get what I'm saying, though? It's like, man, are contracting in something mad. Like, I didn't know that existed. Like, remember when we were talking to Kenny? And it's like, bro, there's so many different ways, to make money apart from business, even in employment. Like, I remember when the whole contracting thing I always give this example when contracting, like IT contracting, even contracting in banking, and you're hearing people were doing it for 6 years, and I'm learning this year. I used to look around and think, oh, you not kept this as a secret?
Crazy.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think that's kind of what made like that dream like kind of fade away. And through like my first 5 years working, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I think that's probably why I got into property, because the career wasn't the focus for me. It was always that like, I wanted to take control of it myself and build it myself. But in saying that, now that I am who I am and you are who you are, let's categorize it in it. If you could go back in time and do a corporate job, not in finance, what would it be?
Not in finance?
Yeah.
Finance is in my blood.
Yeah.
In finance, I'll be private banker.
Okay.
I almost did that. So
yeah.
I was almost going to be a private banker.
That's nice.
So that would have been me, just dealing with ultra high net worth individuals in a bank, employed, company car, credit card, everything. That was a sweet spot. So that's what I wanted to do, and I was en route to doing it. But yeah, things changed. If I wasn't, I know it's gonna sound mad, but I've always wanted to like sell cars.
I thought he was gonna say policeman.
No way. No way.
God.
No way. None of that. None of police, ambulance, fire brigade. Not for me. No. None of that. But one thing I did want to. I always like the idea of selling cars. Like I'd love to work for like Lamborghini or Ferrari or Bentley or one of these kind of luxury car manufacturers and just sell their cars in Mayfair. Do you know what I mean? Wear your suit, speak to ultra high net worth individuals, and just sell cars. So that was always something I wanted to do. And then real estate, I always wanted
real estate sales.
Yeah, sales.
Yeah.
But not here, like in like Cape Town in South Africa, where you're selling houses by the water and going into the baddest villas and those that's always something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that I'll speak about what I would have done corporate as well, but I think that just on what you mentioned as well, not what I'd want to do, but if I could go back in time and I had to change and do something different, I'd start off in a sales role.
Yeah,
I'm selling anything. This table, this chair that I'm sitting on.
Come on.
Because sales, hearing no and having to get round no's is character building.
Yeah.
It's important for this life. I strongly believe that sales is one of the best skills that you can have, basically. Not only in business, not only in career, but just in life. Sales will tell you certain things and it will teach you how to move in certain rooms. It can teach you how to be a better people person as well. A lot of sales is just about understanding people. Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Some of the best salespeople, you don't even know they're selling to you.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Because they just understand people. And I think that is super, super important. It sounds crazy to say that it can strengthen relationships, but it can, because you understand how people work, basically. Sometimes in, going off on a tangent, but sometimes in some friendships or relationships, you're wasting time doing stuff that you think the person likes instead of fully understanding what they like and serving them what they like, basically.
Exactly.
And stuff like sales teaches you that, basically. Find out what the person likes, don't guess in it. So I think sales is super important.
I agree with you. I think sales is super important. I think for me also, I would have, if I wasn't in a corporate, I would have loved to have had even when I was in secondary school, I told my friend, I was like, I want to be a motivational speaker. And I've always wanted to do that. And I said to myself, I can't become a motivational speaker if I'm not out here. Actually, I need to go and achieve something first. Then I can do that. So it's funny because now I get to go and do that and give motivational talks around the country and talk to young people and inspire them and so forth. So, that dream is being lived. But if I could do that full time, that would be just get paid to talk. Just get paid to turn up and just share your story, connect with an audience, impart some wisdom in them, empower them, make them feel better, and go and get paid for that. To me, that's the ideal. Do you know what I mean?
Facts. I think that one of the other things I'd love to do if I started again was, I've always said that at some point, I definitely want to do this still, is that I want to build something that creates a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in saying that, I know that sometimes jobs, depending on the country that you're in as well, can be limited. Jobs don't actually offer that freedom, innit? So maybe I'd say something that, like, I'd love to build something that helps people build businesses or propel their businesses. And the closest thing I can think of is like a a marketing agency,
Yeah.
or like something that helps startups, something that can take your everyday normal person into making money beyond their belief with skills that they might have already had. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think that something like that will just give you, obviously make you good money, but it give you that job satisfaction as well, basically.
Yeah, I always feel like one of the things that I think I missed out on, and I wish I took more serious, was just learning IT. Just learning how to code, learning tech.
Tech, yeah.
Like, because I remember when my guy, Eman and I come to me and he was just like, bro, I bought these machines that can mine Bitcoin. Like, do you want to get in?
Oh, you're joking.
And I could have. I had money. I could have. Even if I could have got a loan. Like, I could have, if at worst case scenario, I could have done it. But you see where I didn't understand? He was talking another language to me.
It's key.
I didn't understand it. And because I didn't understand it, it brought fear.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do today, because I understand that there's a lot of us who are missing out on stuff due to fear, due to just a lack of knowledge, being so uncomfortable by the sound of what someone's saying, and it being so far removed from anything you've ever done before that you miss out on that opportunity. And I mean, we're talking when you're mining Bitcoin for $1. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're mining it. You're actually finding it. You're getting paid to mine it. And then it's worth $1 each one. Do you know what I mean? And now look at the prices now.
It's crazy because I always say it, and a lot of people don't get it, but I say that in some instances, education is better than money, because in that scenario, what would you have preferred to have?
Yeah.
The education or the money?
Education all day
If
long.
you understood what he was saying, would you have found it hard to get the money?
No.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
You wouldn't have. No, I wouldn't
You
have.
had the money, but you didn't have the education, so you let it pass you by.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
So, there's a lot of instances in this life where education is actually better than money.
And the thing is, it's bait, because even at that time, like, we know that, we used to use dial-up. You know, we used to. Now we're doing stuff on our phones.
Things change.
We've seen the technology change, and it's like, why am I not tapping into this? Just like now, we are moving from, petrol to electric, whether you like it or not. How are we tapping into this? What shares are we owning in the companies that are, like, we know this change is happening. Like, where change is happening, sometimes we're so resistant because we don't want to be a part of, we don't want to fall victim, but we know the change is going to happen. We know that they've said from 2030, any brand new car has to be electric. We are 2025. That's 5 years' time.
Yeah.
In 5 years' time, any brand new car sold by any dealership any brand that you like has to be electric in the UK, or it cannot be sold.
It's crazy.
And we're out here not investing in batteries, not investing in the technology, not investing in the computer chips, not investing in the stuff that we know is about to happen. And it's like, that's the part we miss.
Yeah.
Like, even the charging petrol stations are now having to change. They're going to have to, petrol stations more and more are going to have more electric stands.
Yeah.
Who's implementing that? What companies implementing that into petrol stations?
What company's going to get funding?
Well, who's going to get that contract?
Yeah.
That's who we need to be investing in.
Yeah.
They got money for a long time coming in. Their share price is going to do well. So these are the types of things, do you know what I mean? That you're just like, actually, what can we tap into that's already happening? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that was a big lesson learned. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's like, okay, I've learned that now, and now that's what's pushed me. But just at home, like, education is so important, because a lot of the time, the thing that's keeping you restricted, like you said, it's not the lack of money or funds, because for the right investment, you'll find the money or funds, whether you got to borrow it from friends, you got to borrow it from the bank, or you got to use your savings, whatever it may be. But if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the understanding, it feels too scary. And sometimes what you're calling a risk actually is too risky not to invest.
Yeah, facts.
The actual risk comes from not investing, because you've got inflation. Because not just inflation, because you know yourself. If I have access to this money, I'm going to find a reason to spend it.
I'm going to blam it.
So actually is less riskier, because I'm going to spend it on things that I don't need, that within a year or two I'll either give to charity or throw away. And people be giving it to charity or selling it on Vinted like they're making money. You're losing money.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I just made £50. No, it cost you 250. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A year ago. Like, you're not making money. So it's one of those things where it's really important for us to say, okay, what are we actually doing? Like, sometimes it's too risky not to invest.
Absolutely. Okay, we spoke about stuff that we would have done when we were younger or coming up in our careers. If you had all the capacity is the key word, today, and you had to pick up something based on a trend, just like what we spoke about, what would you do? I'll go first, so you've got some time to think in it. I think, look, AI isn't just a buzzword, right?
Yeah.
I use some kind of AI tool every single day now.
Yeah.
But sometimes without me even doing anything, there's AI built into
Yeah.
man's businesses, in it. So it's kind of like, I think that I think I'm getting, and hopefully this conversation helps people thinking about stuff today, innit? I think I'm really keen on B2B.
Yeah.
I've given it a lot of thought, right? B2C is like my passion because I want to help people, right? But B2B is kind of like businesses need it as a necessity to survive, to grow. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So they're already making income and they want to pay you to make their income grow or to help their business be more efficient. So I think I'd do B2B and using AI to make people's businesses more efficient, basically. To take out steps, to take out errors or whatever it may be. Whatever that looks like, that might take some learning on my part. It may take some investment on myself, and that's why I mentioned capacity. But I think that if we're speaking about all of these changes that are happening in the world, right, AI tools can't be ignored at the moment, basically. So I would be focusing on something like that.
Yeah, I think there's a few things. Like, there's things that I'm very practical on, like practical stuff. So I'd love to have like a event space that it would be a nursery, like part of the time, and then it would be used for like weddings or parties, or do you know what I mean, the other part of the time. And just have, or for meetings or for events, like just have an event space. That's something that I've put on my vision board, that I would love to have an event space in the future. But even things like, I'd love to just own a barbershop. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd love to own a barbershop.
Yeah.
Like, and just have the shop, make it nice, and then, have the barbers in there and just they're running itself. Like, get a lead barber to run it, manage the place and so forth, and just have that type of business that's giving back to your culture. But like, just do it at a next level. Like, like you come in there, men are getting massages, they're getting, do you know what I mean? Have a space where there's a therapist. So if they wanna, if man have got something on their chest, they just need to speak to someone.
Yeah.
Like that's available there. Men can get themselves checked out as well. Do you know what I mean?
That's important.
Like, do you know what I mean? Just like, if there's how they're feeling, if any health, like just get a free checkout while you're there. Like, do you know what I mean? I'd love to just be able to just create a space that celebrates men and, makes them feel better when they leave and so forth. So, yeah, because I just feel like we're so much on pampering women and looking after women that, actually, as men, we go through a lot, and like having a space where we're celebrated and, made to feel special, I think is really important. So when when I make money, I just want to put it back in.
So this is like when you've made money.
Yeah.
Because you know it's funny, as you were mentioning that, I think they're sick ideas, innit? But from a business perspective, if it's today that I need to eat, I've got this thing where it can be not physical, I won't do physical. Does that make sense? So I don't believe in shops. I believe in online stores. Or, Do you get what I'm trying to say? That kind of thing. Because we like you say, we see it like the death of the high street. And sometimes you need to sometimes what I do is a lot of the time when I'm thinking about business, I think about myself.
Yeah.
I don't like to leave crib. Every single time I get a haircut, I know I need a haircut, but it's a hype. Yeah. It's a hype that I have to leave. And sometimes you end up paying triple for home visit.
Yeah.
And even a home visit, sometimes it's just like, I wish I could just get it done ASAP. You know what I'm trying to say? Might as well getting sleepy in the chair and that.
Trust me. No, I'm with you. And you're right. You're right. The reality is that a lot of that is to do, the ideas I just gave were more to do with, I've already made money. So I'll put it in, put it in, like, I don't need to live off this money and so forth. If it was, like you said, if it was a business that, had to make money, it definitely would be something with tech. Something that's scalable, something that can be, that I can make now, but it can be used all across the world. Do you know what I mean?
Globally,
global. Do you know what I mean? So I think for me, that's the power of a technology. That's why people invest in technology. So whatever your idea is, always find what's the tech about it, because that's what's going to get you investors.
Yeah.
Because tech is scalable.
Yeah.
If I can use tech here and I'm solving a problem here, where else in the world can I solve that problem? Now all I've got to do is create the same tech that I've already got, but the version for Asia or the version for America or Australia or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And now you've got a whole new market using it. So that's why people invest in tech. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it would definitely be something tech-based.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. And I think that for my one, for once I've made it, I don't know what it'd be, but I like the ideas that you gave. Something community-based.
Yeah.
I love the idea. You guys probably would have heard me say it on the podcast before. I love the idea of creating something where people can earn. basically. You get what I'm trying to say? I always give the idea of Uber. You've got a license, and you know how to drive, you've got the ability to earn. And there's different ways you can finance a car to make that possible. But I just like the idea of someone who's willing can go out there and provide for their family.
Yeah.
And to be able to build something that allows people to do that, for me, is like, that's a game changer, innit? If you could let the people learn a bit more about you, and I'll go first on this one again. If you could do something in your spare time, that was kind of just something for you, what would it be? And I always say to people, not a lot of people don't know, when I'm done, the thing I'll probably do in my spare time for work that doesn't make any money, basically. Well, it does make money, but I wouldn't do it to make money. Is photography. I love taking photos,
Okay.
Like, even when I was coming in today, like, I was driving through the city today was insane, by the way.
Yeah.
But even just like in the sunlight, the shard looks different when it's sunny and stuff like that.
Nah,
I think if I had a peak camera right now, you got trying to say, so I think that's something I'd do. What about you?
For me, it's always gonna be something to do with Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So
Fair enough.
I love Arsenal. Like, I've grown up on it. No matter how bad they are, no matter how much we don't win, no matter how many times they promise they're gonna win and then don't win, no matter how many times they say they're gonna buy a player, they don't buy the player. Like, I love Arsenal, so it'd be something like, giving back to Arsenal, doing something with Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? I love going to Emirates. I love watching team. I love Ian Wright, Thierry Henry. Like, do you know what I mean? I just love everything about Arsenal and the culture of the club. So yeah.
I think that's sick though, because I feel like a lot of people might not have. They might have known that you support Arsenal, but in that period, they would have now learned how much you love Arsenal, bro.
Yeah. No, it's proper. Like, yeah, I love Arsenal. Like, it was too much to a point. You know
Seriously,
what I mean? Especially when we were in the proper losing stages. Like, if Arsenal lose, like, my wife is there telling the kids not to come around. Dad, Arsenal have lost. Like, yeah,
I used to have it bad like that. I got immune to it though.
No, I used to have it bad, and then I remember there was one time I felt it, and then I saw the next day in the newspaper that these men were in club, and they took pictures of them in the club, and that, and I was like, never again am I taking this to heart. And these men that are actually playing and getting paid hundreds of thousands to play,
they went to enjoy.
They're going to club
with the ops, with the guys that smack them.
Come on,
it's crazy.
And they're getting into fights and all of this nonsense in clubs. So it's like, no. It's never that deep. But yeah, I love football. I love football in general. So even if it was like grassroots or coaching or doing
like
something
scouting,
like
like voluntary, or even like counselling for the youth.
Exactly. Like all that type of stuff.
No, it makes sense. Still makes sense. I think we've kind of covered all bases, man. But hopefully, he's given some people like some insights into what's out there. What's important is the sort of things that we think about when it comes to choosing a career.
Yeah.
And choosing a business, basically. And I think that, especially for the younger listeners, one important thing is learning about yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give an example that when I was working at Santander as a personal banker, I enjoyed it. And that was kind of sales to an extent, which taught me some good skills. But one thing that I realized I didn't like is that the footfall was too much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So seeing 8 people a day, seeing 10 people a day was too much. So then when I became a mortgage broker, and it's like 2-3 days, and then 1 day is just paperwork, it was a bit more balanced for me. Yeah. And learning about yourself as you're going through career or business is super, super important, because when you learn about yourself, you're going to realize what you're willing to wake up on a rainy day for, or work through when you're not feeling too well, and so on and so forth, basically.
No, that makes sense. And I think even for the older ones, like what's next? Like, don't feel like you have to stop. Like, what do you want next for yourself? Like, where do you see yourself going? I think that'd be great for people to put in the comments. Like, what's the job that you want to do next? What's the career you want to have? What's the thing you want to do? What's your passion? Like, let us know in the comments. You know what I mean? Because again, if it's something that we can, if we know there's an expert in that field, we can get them on the podcast to talk about how do you go about doing it, how do you get into it, and so forth. So let us know, man. Like, where do you see yourself? What are the things you want to be doing? What's the type of careers you want to be having? And we can see how we can support you with the knowledge to make it come true.
Absolutely. And I think just on the point that Eman mentioned, like, it's important to embrace change, welcome change. Change is important. If you haven't changed in a long time, you need to be changing. You need to be constantly innovating, because sometimes when, just like you mentioned, like, it's risky not to invest. Sometimes it's risky not to change, basically, because the world is ever changing. Career spaces are ever changing. Salaries are ever changing. Opportunities are ever changing. So you got to be ready to be dynamic as well in this world if you want to see that success.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah, I think that drop it in the comments. Let us know what sort of things you want to get into, what industry, what have you heard about that you're skeptical about, and maybe you want to ask us in the comments and we can reply. What have you kind of considered and are thinking about? Let us know, and hopefully we can share some words of wisdom and maybe bring on some guests as well.
Come on. So we're here now.
Yeah, W and L of the week.
As always. Go on, you go first. You're the guy.
Whenever he wants to get you to do something, he just says you're the. What does that mean? What does you're the guy mean?
You're the guy. You're the guy. You always got
you always. This guy's not serious.
You always got your thing ready.
I don't even. W and L of the week. W of the week. We celebrated my wife's birthday recently. It was an amazing time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just feel like, just feeling super blessed, man, and thankful to God just for life in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Super happy to be able to celebrate my wife in that way, and she had a great time. L of the week. The L of the week is undecided, man. I opened a letter self-assessment and saying that I need to give the bread. I'm pretty sure I paid it, so I need to investigate what's going on. It's on my to-do list. I don't know, bro. I've paid it, bro.
Yeah.
I've paid it, bro.
Bro, if they could, they'd be telling you, oh, it's an error, but because some people won't challenge it, they'll pay twice, and then that's how they eat.
So what I'm gonna do is that I probably paid it. It's annoying when you don't know what account you would have paid it with, but I probably paid it with my Monzo. So I'm just gonna search self-assessment. There should be 2 payments, one for me, one for Ant. If it's there, then I'm challenging it.
Yeah,
but that's my L's undecided right now. We'll find out today.
I hear you. I guess my L and W are kind of linked. So my L has been like, obviously, I guess for me, since my dad's died, I've kind of not really been motivated. Like I've been finding it really hard. Like even content, like a lot of people don't realize, like, a lot of the content that you're seeing, like my editor in Nigeria just has to make things out of thin air. Like she's been asking me, Emmanuel, can you send me video? Can you do a video? I can't do it. I just haven't been able to create new content. I haven't felt that spark, that energy and so forth. And it's been really tough for me to carry on. And yeah, so it's been a real hard time, like just family wise, just everything like that. So like I feel like that's been an L because I just feel like I haven't been the business person that I normally am. Like the other day I woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, it's impossible.
Not me.
I'm 7 o'clock every morning, latest, up and about. Like, do you know what I mean? Looking at things to do. I'm just not as motivated. Do you know what I mean? Just lost it. And then I got a call from my pastor at my new church that I'm going to, and he was just like, where have you been? Because I haven't, since my dad died, I haven't been to church. I just couldn't face it because my dad he meant so much to me, especially from a church point of view.
Yeah.
And I just know that when I go to church, like I went to church, my old church 3 weeks ago, and literally just welled up and just started bawling in the church just because they sang a certain song that reminded me of my dad used to sing that song all the time, and all of a sudden grief just doesn't play about. It just licks you down at any given moment. And so I haven't been going, and speaking to a pastor, and pastor just like, your situation, your circumstances is not your identity. Like, and then he said this that really hit me. It was like, God didn't do this. Like, God didn't kill your dad. You should know that. And when you know something, but you needed to hear it.
Yeah, facts.
I needed to hear it. He's like, yeah, God was there, and God let it happen, but God didn't kill your dad. Like, do you know what I mean? And actually, you can be down, like, and be in a space and feel it, but actually, like, everyone knows that in boxing, at 8, you have to get back up. You can't let it get to 9.
Yeah.
Because to get to 9, the rest's gonna wave it off.
Yeah.
So he's like, you've done your count, like, you've been down long enough.
That's
like,
a sick analogy. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's time to get back up, and don't allow it. Like, you are still Emmanuel Suko, child of God. No matter what you're going through in life, and you have every right to feel pain and sad, and you have all of that, but you are still Emmanuel Suko, child of God, and God's got work for you to do, and you need to get back up. And to say that was a W is an understatement.
Yeah, facts.
That just changed my whole mind that day. I did 4 new videos. Like,
Come
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when it's just like, I just needed to hear it. I just needed to hear it. Like, I just needed to actually get that call and just understand that, do you know what I mean? That, you know, there's the human element, but actually don't allow your situation. And I hope that, I know people are going through stuff in life, and this life ain't easy. And sometimes it can be hard, but you have to get to the point where you understand that your identity and your situation or circumstance are not the same.
Yeah, facts.
Like, sometimes we identify in the space that we're in because we're not where we want to be. We're not doing the things we want to do. We consider that to be our identity, and then we hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
But your identity and who you are, you will always be that person, whether your bank account is high or your bank account is low, whether people are calling you and people are not calling you.
Yeah.
Your identity is who you are. And I will always be a child of God. And therefore, Sundays, my place should be in church. No matter how I feel. And if I have to go to church and cry, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But I got to go. Do you know what I mean? And so that really, that encouraged me. And when people talk about, you know, church and Christianity and so forth, like, I get it. Like, no church is perfect, no pastor is perfect, whatever. But there's something about church, especially like for my mum, for example. Bro, if I tell you the amount of calls that my mum gets. Bro, do you know that your mum goes market for my mum?
Bro, it's the community, bro.
Like, your mum's going to, on the way back, she's going to find this and going to buy it and bring it. James's mum going to buy. Like, my mum is at her lowest. Like, I've never seen my mum head down for so long. Like, her head is down. She cannot look up because my dad is not here. Her rock is not here. And it's like, she's felt so much love from people at church that it's felt so hard to feel alone.
Yeah.
Every day, if not every day, every other day, someone's knocking at the door. You're getting text messages. You're getting calls. You're getting prayers every day. Someone wants to just show you love, and even they're thinking, "Oh, it's been 2 weeks. But there's so many people
doing it." Yeah,
it's just like, it's non-stop, and it's like I've seen what the good side of church and the good side of community that has just lifted this broken woman and given her hope again and given her a reason to lift her head. And like, I just wanted to share that because I feel like sometimes we go through things in life and it feels like, oh, where is God? Where is God in this situation? But he's there, man.
He's there, man.
He's there.
Facts, bro. Thank you for sharing that, man.
No, my pleasure.
That's gonna touch a lot of people as well, man.
No, I appreciate it.
Some proper good gems there. It's important, man, bro. It's important, bro. It's not to be understated. Like, having that community around you and everybody just playing their part and everybody galvanizing together at that period for someone, for people. Yeah, I'm sure you felt the same as well.
No, definitely.
It's super, super important. But guys, that's been the Bread About podcast. As we mentioned, we're already giving you a call to action to comment, so don't forget that. But make sure you like and subscribe. Guys, if you see us on the street and let us know and you tell us that you love the Bread About podcast, we appreciate you so much. I'm going to ask you if you're a subscriber. At the time, I'm going to check your phone. Don't tell me that you was watching on the television. It's hard to subscribe. Please, go on your phone and log in and turn notifications on if you haven't already subscribed. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yo, blessings, man.
Peace.